Hello! So I'm going to start off by priming my face with my Revlon Photo Primer, and I'm just going to put this all over. I'm going to do this with my fingers because it is the easiest way to do it. I can't be bothered getting a brush to put primer on. Smoothing. Then I'm going to use my Revlon Colour Stay Foundation in Ivory because it is a full coverage, and as you can see my skin is crap at the moment, so I'm going to use a full coverage foundation. And I'm going to use the Expert Face Brush by Real Techniques to buff this in. Then I'm going to cover up all the little tiny spotty areas with the Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer because it is the best thing ever, and you've seen me use this multiple times now. Blending that out with the same brush that I used for my foundation. Then I'm going to move over to the Naked 2 palette, and I'm going to be using a lot of eyeshadows in the Naked 2 palette, and I'm going to start with Suspect, which is a nice goldy silvery colour, and I'm just going to use an all over shadow brush for this, just popping it all over the lid and a bit underneath as well. Then I'm going to use Snakebite, and I'm going to use the small, I think it's called the Smudger brush by Real Techniques, and I'm just going to pop this into the crease just to give it a bit of definition. And blend it out with my 217, bestest blending brush in the world. Then I'm going to take my MAC 216 and I'm going to use this to put a bit of black out and just put it into the top lash line, so I'm just pushing it in. Nothing too fancy, just smoking it out a little bit. And then I'm going to use whatever's left over on the brush and just go a little bit underneath as well. Doesn't need to be too dark underneath, just a little bit. Then I'm going to use my Rimmel Scandaleyes Kohl Liner in Black, my favourite kohl liner, and I'm going to tightline the upper lash line. Not the most glamorous way of doing it. Crazy eyeballs. Then I'm just going to pop some on the waterline as well, and then sort of make it reasonably thick so it looks a bit smudgy. And then I'm going to put loads of Max Factor False Lash Effect mascara on. You can curl your lashes if you want to, but because I was just being a bit lazy today, I thought, meh, I can't be bothered, so I'm just whacking it on. And make sure you do your lower lashes as well. There we go. Then I'm just going to set everything with the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder, and this one is in Translucent. Because I am Casper the Friendly Ghost. I'm just going to set everything, so I'm just going to push it into all the areas where I put my concealer, just so it sets and nothing slips about. Then I'm going to use the NYX blush in Taupe and the contour brush by Real Techniques. And I'm going to make a very strange face, my sucky in contour face, and I'm just going to sort of buff this in small circular motions so it's blended out really well. And you just want to do this in the hollows of your cheeks, hence why you have to do the stupid fish face. Then I'm going to use the Rimmel blush in Pink Rose, one of my all-time favourite blushes, and the Multitask brush by Real Techniques, and I'm just going to pop this on to the apples of the cheeks and work it a little bit up towards the top of the ear, sort of on the top of the cheekbones. Then I'm going to use a Body Shop Honey Bronzer in Fair, and this is a matte bronzer, so it's really good for just sort of giving you a spot of colour. And I like to use this on my forehead and just sort of around my jawline as well. Then I'm going to use the Real Techniques eyebrow brush and MAC Omega just to fill in my brows. The most boring part of doing your makeup is your eyebrows, and yet it is one of the most important parts. It'll be a way of jazzing it up a bit. Then I'm going to use the YSL Rouge Volute Shine lipstick in Coral Intuitive, and this is my sort of go-to everyday lip colour. Just very, very nice and sheer. Really, really comfortable to wear as well. And I'm just going to whack that on. Don't need to be too precise with it. Then it's onto my hair. Now I've sort of curled my hair a little bit with a curling wand, but my hair is naturally curly anyway, so I basically just made my natural curls more defined. And then I'm just going to brush it out. I have got a lot of hairspray in it though, to be fair, which is why it's a bit dodgy. I'll use my Tangle Teaser for this as well. And then you're just going to take a section from the front and then split it into two. And then you're just going to twist them together, and you're going to grab hair from underneath every time you twist. So it's sort of like a really lazy French braid. And then I'm just going to pin it, twist it and pin it so that it's not all the way around, but just sort of keeps my hair out my face. Then I'm going to do the same on the other side. There are so many tutorials on how to do this on YouTube, like actual proper here's how you do it tutorials. This is just sort of me getting ready for the day, so I'm not very good at hair tutorials. Twisty, twisty. Concentration on my face, man. I look so miserable. Cheer up, woman. And then I am done. Bye-bye. My body. So the skin on my body is pretty dry, but I'm just like, meh. You just spray it on with the trusty spray thing there.